Hey there, and welcome back to Natureologies by DIY Nature, where I empower you to transform your outdoor spaces into a functional, thriving ecosystem with native plants, sustainable practices, and a deeper understanding of your local ecology. This is the third episode in our four-part series, understanding the how, what, and why of plants. In our last two episodes, we looked at plant characteristics and the unique way plants are built to grow and move. Today, we're jumping into the fascinating why of plants, their role in our everyday lives, why native plants are more useful than your roses, and why transforming the way we think about the plants around us is the best path to greener thumb and a bigger wallet. Plants are so much more than green decorations, from the vital role that they play in our ecosystems to the amazing ways they contribute to our own well-being. But this isn't just a lecture. Stick around to find out why planting native plants is your best option for a thriving, low-maintenance green space. Let's dig in. Let's start with the obvious. Plants are literally life givers. They produce oxygen and form the base of every food web. Without them, we wouldn't be here. No plants, no tacos. Think about that. Mexican cuisine aside, plants don't just help us breathe. They also regulate temperatures, filter water, and even calm us down. Ever noticed how you feel more relaxed in a park or while out in your yard gardening? That's not just the fresh air. It's plants working their magic. Studies show that viewing greenery reduces stress levels and can lower your blood pressure, while gardening provides a physical outlet that relieves stress and helps regulate your emotions. Here's the big picture. When you replace any amount of lawn with plants that are native to your local region, you're helping combat some of the world's biggest problems. Pollution, mass shifts in weather patterns, and biodiversity loss, to name a few. Take a deep breath and thank a plant for oxygen production and carbon sequestration. Plants produce oxygen through photosynthesis, essential for life, and they absorb carbon dioxide, storing it in their tissues and roots. But they also purify the air by absorbing pollutants such as sulfur dioxide and particle matter, which reduces smog and mitigates the impacts of air pollution on our health. Plants are the start of every food web, providing nourishment for herbivores, omnivores, and carnivores. They produce fruits, veggies, grains, nuts, and seeds that animals, including us humans, consume for energy and nutrition. Plants create diverse habitats for organisms by providing shelter, food, and nesting sites. Forests, grasslands, wetlands, and coral reefs are examples of plant-dominated ecosystems that support rich biodiversity, including animals, insects, fungi, and microorganisms. Plant roots stabilize soil, prevent erosion, and improve soil structure by adding organic matter, humus, and nutrients. They also enhance microbial activity in the soil, supporting the nutrient cycle, water retention, and fertility. Here's a fun fact. Soil is a renewable natural resource. Remember, soil is made up of rock particles of various sizes: water, air, and humus, the dead animal and plant matter. Of all the earth, only 1/32 of it contains usable soil. That is, soil in which we can grow food in. The other 31/32 is either underwater, in an area too hot or too cold, or developed with roads, parking lots, and buildings. Now there's some food for thought. Plants play a crucial role in the water cycle by absorbing water from the soil through their roots, transpiring water vapor through the air into the air through their leaves during photosynthesis, and releasing moisture into the atmosphere. This process influences rainfall patterns, water availability, and can make or break a climate. Remember, climate refers to the long-term patterns and averages of weather conditions in a specific region, typically measured over decades. It encompasses factors such as temperature, humidity, precipitation, wild wind patterns, and atmospheric pressure. Here's a quick example of what I mean by make or break a climate. Think of the difference between a desert and a forest. The mere presence of common forest plants in an area influences the temperature, humidity, and amount of rainfall in that location, directly impacting that forest's climate. Many plant species have medicinal properties and provide valuable compounds used in traditional medicines, pharmaceuticals, and herbal remedies. Plants contribute to human health and well-being through their therapeutic and healing properties. New ways to use plants as medicine are being discovered all the time. Unfortunately, we are potentially losing out on new medical treatments with every plant species that goes extinct. Now let's zoom in on native plants. A native plant is a plant species that has evolved naturally in a specific region, ecosystem, or habitat over thousands of years, or even millions, forming a harmonious relationship with the local environment, climate, and wildlife. Why should you care about natives? They're team players. They've evolved alongside local wildlife, making them the base of a perfect buffet. Let's compare. The ecological importance of any native plant far surpasses that of most non-native species, particularly in terms of biodiversity support and ecosystem services. Take the black cherry tree, for instance. Black cherry trees are considered a keystone species, meaning they play a critical role in supporting ecosystems. For around 425 species of caterpillars feed on black cherry trees in North America, making them a vital food source for birds, especially during the nesting season. They provide habitat and food for mammals, insects, and birds. Their bark and leaf litter create microhabitats for fungi, mosses, and other organisms. On the other hand, we have the Bradford pear. As a non-native species, it provides minimal value to local wildlife, supporting few, if any, native insects or pollinators. Its invasive tendencies have caused it to spread aggressively, displacing native plants and disrupting ecosystems. Weak branch structure makes it prone to splitting during storms common in North America, leading to short lifespans and maintenance issues. If we boil all of that down, planting random non-native plants is like giving your local wildlife a plastic salad. Something to note, native plants also use fewer resources. They're more drought tolerant, adapted to local soil, and don't need a ton of fertilizer or pesticides. Translation? Less work for you. Imagine a garden that thrives while you sip lemonade and watch the birds fly by. So what really is in it for you as a homeowner? A lot, actually. Native plants are lower maintenance, need less watering, and fewer to no chemicals need to be added. That's money in your pocket that you now have time to spend shopping online while lounging in your beautiful garden. Speaking of beautiful gardens, a native plant garden doesn't mean wild jungle, although it can if you wanted to. But if you don't prefer a wild jungle, with the right planning, you can have a gorgeous yard, both eco-friendly and sustainable. Excited about planting a native garden, but not sure how to design one that your HOA or neighbors will approve of? No worries. Join me in my Eco Garden Masterclass, and you'll get everything you need to design and build a gorgeous, resilient garden. I'll add the link to the show notes below so that you can stop guessing and get planting. Imagine your yard becoming a mini nature sanctuary. Birds feeding on berries, native bumblebees buzzing happily. It's like hosting a block party for nature that lasts throughout the entire winter. Many native plants, like black-eyed Susans and switchgrass, feature extensive root systems that stabilize soil and significantly reduce erosion. This deep root system not only prevents runoff, but also acts like natural sponges, absorbing rainwater and reducing the likelihood of water pooling on the surface. This means less standing water, fewer drainage issues, and more resilient yards. Goodbye soggy lawn, and hello healthier, low-maintenance landscapes that work in harmony with nature. Feeling inspired and ready to dig in, but not sure where to start? Don't worry, I've got you covered. Check out some local resources like the Audubon Native Plant Finder. Pop in your zip code and it'll suggest plants that thrive in your particular area. You also have your state's Native Plant Society. It's a great resource. Trust me, these folks are plant nerds in the best way and can point you in the right direction. Or start with my DIY Nature Native Plant Starter Guide. It's free, downloadable, and full of easy tips to get you going. All those links can be found in the show notes below. Overall, plants are essential to the functioning of ecosystems, the sustainability of natural resources, and the resilience of Earth's biosphere. While protecting and conserving plant diversity is essential for maintaining ecological balance, supporting biodiversity, and ensuring well-being of present and future generations, since the industrial age, humans have actually removed 46% of the world's trees, about 15 billion annually, dropping from 6 trillion-ish to just around 3 trillion trees today. Why is this an issue? This deforestation disrupts the oxygen, carbon, and water cycles, contributing to massive shifts in weather patterns. Deforestation continues at an alarming rate, and I'm not talking about some far-off tropical forest like the Amazon. Suburban sprawl right here in the US is occurring at an alarming rate, and it's taking over not just forested areas, but essential farmland as well. Reforestation, suburban native plant landscapes, green roofs, sustainable landscaping practices, and stopping the sprawl are crucial solutions. And while some believe that going all electric is the fastest way to fix these damaged cycles, it's important to keep in mind that driving an EV while owning a half acre or more of lawn is like slapping a Band-Aid on a compound fracture. So, what's the takeaway? Plants are more than decorations. They're essential for life, health, and even happiness. And when you opt for local flora, you're not just improving your yard. You're giving back to your surrounding ecosystem, mending the scars left by urban sprawl. Now, if you're new to this whole gardening thing and are feeling overwhelmed, I recommend checking out the first 2 videos in this series to understand the how and what of plants. And stay tuned for part 4, where we'll look at common plant misconceptions. If you're feeling less than confident that you could DIY your very own garden oasis with native plants, I would love to offer my help. Join me in my new Garden Masterclass, where I spend time on each foundational topic to carefully guide you step by step from planning to planting a thriving, sustainable green space. If I can DIY nature, so can you. Thanks for hanging out with me today. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss the next one. Give it a thumbs up if you're excited to dig into more DIY nature topics so that we can reach more people on the algorithm. And don't forget to grab your free native plant guide below. Until next time, I'm Amanda Ross, and this is Natureologies by DIY Nature.